What is up, guys? Today is day 21 of the summer bulk. As you can see, we're in the car again, but we are running through a full day of eating because it is a rest day. So I thought we'd do the flexible 4-day of eating. So this is a realistic day of what I'd do if I couldn't prep, majority of my meals at home and if I had to eat out for a majority of them. So for today, I've pretty much tracked 3 meals out and we'll be having 1 meal at home. As you guys will probably know, there are a few limitations to eating out. Like, first thing is definitely going to be your cost. It is quite expensive versus meal prepping at home. Second thing is that it's not as accurate. So obviously what I like to do is use MyFitnessPal and use the data on the website if they have it available. Generally I stick to like restaurants or places that have that type of nutritional info just because we can be as accurate as possible. And thirdly, everything is super high in fat. So I'll show you a few hacks today that you guys can kind of use. If you're eating out, they can help you save on the fats. But usually if you just order the normal, most popular menu on the item, it is going to be super high in fat. And generally you'll find it's going to be hard for you to stick to your macros. Now, everyone you'll see on Instagram or social media will try to act like they cook all the time at home. That is super far from the truth. Like, it's either going to be like one day, whether it's a week, fortnight, or monthly basis, or even quarterly, there always is going to be one day where they can't prep their normal meals and they have to eat out. So actually having that skill and being able to stay on track while eating out is going to be great. And especially if you're someone who eats out quite regularly, you can have some of these meals that I eat today and incorporate them and still hit your targets, still get the results. Don't feel like because you're eating out, you're not going to get as good of results as someone else. Like I said before, I ran you guys through the limitations of being flexible and eating out, but even if you have like one of these days a week, fortnightly, a month, it is going to hurt your progress too bad. Obviously, if you are in comp prep, I would recommend that you try to track all your meals at home because you can have high volume foods. But if you're bulking, it's going to be, super convenient and easy for you. I do have good news. I did speak to my coach, so we checked in the other day and pretty much my calories from today are increasing. So we're at 300 protein, 400 carbs and 80 fats. So that extra 30 grams of fats is definitely going to come in plug today, just because I probably wouldn't be able to eat half this food if I didn't have the extra fats. Just so you guys know, the time is just past 11 a.m. I've been pretty flat out, doing programs this morning, and I kind of knew that if I am eating out, I'll generally push back my first meal. Personally, when I like to eat out, I don't go to like a cafe and just get your normal sourdough toast with a couple eggs. Like, that shit you can make at home. I like getting food that I enjoy that, is a little bit more of an effort to make at home. So for meal number 1 today, that's why we're in the car as well. I went to Subway. So Subway is, I guess, like a really safe option. You got like pretty low fats and you can kind of like modify your order as well. So for this sub, you guys will probably think I'm weird and boring, but I got a chicken strip sub. It's a foot long on white, and I added extra steak just for the protein. Obviously, if you get that double meat, you're about that life. Now, for the macros for this meal, we're kicking off with 79 protein, 76 carbs, and 14 fats, and that comes to 753 calories. I do have barbecue sauce as well. I like to ask for like 1 strip. And generally I'll also go no cheese. The reason being is, like I said before, fats are super high when you're eating out. So you're trying to save as much fats as you can for later in the day. So that's pretty much the breakdown. Now, it is hard eating this, but we're just gonna smash this down in the car. I'm fucking starving. Haven't eaten a meal yet. But yeah, pretty much when you get double meat, like, it does turn into like a big ass sub. I'll show you guys what it looks like. You can't even really see, but I'll show you the cross section. Try not to let it all fall out. Damn, this is a lot harder than I thought. Cool. You guys can't even really see that. Don't know if that's focusing, but yeah, we're gonna have a first bite for a taste test. That is really good. Now, usually for my first meal, I wouldn't be having like chicken and steak, but because this is like already lunchtime, this meal goes down well. But pretty much you can't go wrong with Subway. As you guys know, I am washing it down with a peach monster sugar-free. I don't really track these unless I'm in prep. Never disappoints. yeah, so pretty much like I was saying, don't be hard on yourself. If you do need to eat out, you can. Also, like, you can utilize those pre-packaged meals, which are great on the go. I find if I can, I'd rather eat out at a restaurant, because I feel like you have a bit more flexibility about what you get, and obviously you don't have to whack them in a microwave as well. So don't be afraid to get something like Subway. And then with tracking as well, if you're not sure when you're tracking using MyFitnessPal, when you are logging your foods, what I like to do, which I said earlier, is just jump on the website, type in nutritional information for whatever restaurant you're going to, and then what I usually like to do, like if it's my first time eating there, I'll flick through, have a look at the full menu, see what's the highest protein and, like, I guess moderate to high carbs, and then the lowest fat items. Generally you'll find it's going to be like your lean meat, whether it's like chicken or like a steak, if it's, you know, got trim fat. And then generally like any type of like bread or rice meal, try to keep it as clean as possible, and you'll find the macros gonna be a lot better. Generally when you try to get too fancy, for example, you try to get, you know, like the crumb chicken, or you get like extra cheese and all that type of stuff, aioli, all your sauces and condiments add up. So be mindful of that, and remember you can adjust your meal. Don't be afraid to ask for no cheese, or like substitute the sauce out, you know, for like a really high fat aioli for like a barbecue sauce, which is what I've done today. And that way you can save calories as well. That hits the spot. I feel like first meal, no matter what you eat, when you haven't eaten for hours or you're fasting, well, it's intentionally or unintentionally, is going to taste amazing. If you are someone and you know that you are eating out the next day, what I do recommend for you to make sure you can stay on track with your calories and how to, like, I guess, set up your day is like track in advance. If you can, like the day before, you know, oh my God, I've got all this stuff on, I'm not gonna be able to eat at home. What I'd recommend is tracking the most dense foods you're gonna have the next day. So for example, how I went about it in my MyFitnessPal, I was like, okay, what foods do I wanna eat? I wanna eat GYG today, I wanna eat Subway, I wanna eat KFC, and then I'll have one meal at home, because I knew that my protein's gonna be a little bit low, and probably my carbs. Like I said to you guys, generally when you're eating out, it's high fats, moderate carbs, and usually low protein if you're not choosing the high protein option. So generally what I do is like pick the restaurants, and then one by one I go through and choose what meals I want to get from those places. I already have my go-to meals, but if you don't, jump on the website, flick through, see what's got the best macros. Once you do that, I generally input, you know, a couple of the meals that I want from each of those things, and then I have a look at my totals. Once you look at your totals for the day for your macros, you can be like, okay, shit, I'm short on protein. I've gone 9 times out of 10, you're going to be going over your fats, and your carbs are probably under. So that's where you're going to have to modify your order, whether it's, okay, take the cheese off, so factor that in, play around with it, or if you go for an option that has, you know, no cheese, no sauce. So type in, like, for example, you'll see later today with KFC, we're going like no mayo. So that already takes off like 5 grams of fat. So it's like pretty much like playing Tetris. You have to see what fits, see what doesn't fit, modify the order, and then from there, boom, okay, I've got my targets, which are probably way under. I think when I was setting this up at the start without adding on that last meal at home, I was like 80 grams under my protein for the day. I think I was under my carbs by about 100 grams, and then I was under my fats by only 8 grams. So I was like, damn, for me to hit my targets, I need something high in protein, super high in carbs, and then also low in fats. So that's where I'm like, okay, let's have cream of rice with blueberries. It's high protein. I think I'm having 2.5 scoops of whey. I'm having about 80 grams of rice flour, and then I'm having literally no fats, because that'll take up the fats from the indirect fat sources from the whey and the rice flour. So it is a bit of a stuff around, but like I said, if this is the price we have to pay to stay on track and, you know, like reach your goals, then so be it. Like, I think in total it took me like 5 to 8 minutes. For you, because you haven't done it, it'll probably take you to 10 upwards of 15, but it's a skill. The more you do it, the better you're gonna get. And then also you have that data to refer back to. Remember, you can copy and paste your meals from MyFitnessPal across in the future, and also saves your search history as well. So when you do find those go-to meal options, they're always gonna be there in your history on MyFitnessPal. But yeah, I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna smash this down now. and I'll see you guys for meal number 2. All right, so the time is just after 1 p.m. So it's been about a couple of hours since my last meal. You guys can probably see the signage, but we are at KFC. So I've just gone to the drive-thru, and yeah, this is probably somewhere you guys probably wouldn't expect me going, but we did pick up some good old Colonel's KFC. So with this, I would have loved to order like a fucking family box and just go ham, but we are trying to stay on track. So what I've ordered is 2 of the Zinger burgers, but I've asked for like no mayo. So this is like an easy way of reducing your fat intake while still enjoying some good chicken. So with this, 2 of the burgers come to 736 calories. The breakdown is 62 protein, 94 carbs, and 16 fats. So it was hard finding the nutritional info. I pretty much got the nutritional info for the normal Zinger burger on the website, and then I pretty much found the nutritional info for the mayo and then subtracted it. And there's actually a log in MyFitnessPal called Zinger burger no mayo in brackets Oz. So I think per burger it's only 8 fats, 31 protein, and what's that, 48 carbs. So that's actually really solid macros. So we'll have a look. Like I said, I did get 2 of them, so it is a bit of a light snack, but yeah, I personally prefer, so that's 1 and 2. So yeah, this is like, I guess, a decent carb and protein snack. Your boy did get a Pepsi Max, and I am also going to be washing it down. Did bring my water as well. I was like shedding a tear. I ran out of cordial again, so yeah, we're just having plain water. But yeah, we'll have first bite of this, see how it tastes. You might find it quite bland, but hey, we get to eat KFC while staying on track. So that's pretty much what the burger looks like. Yeah, it looks really good. So we'll dig into this and see how it tastes. That was a big ass bite. Yeah, I feel like when you go to KFC, you either get like really old chicken. The benefit of just coming after lunch is fresh chicken. So that is definitely a fresh piece. Personally, I rate KFC chicken like 10 times better than McDonald's, because it's actually real chicken breast. Obviously they've got the crumbing on there, but I feel like when I go to Macca's, their chicken there is like so processed, like the McChickens, that it just doesn't taste right. And as well as that, I think that's why the macros on these are so good. So yeah, we're pretty much gonna smash 2 of these now. You'd think that this is like really dry, but because the chicken is like so juicy and the bread's so soft, it actually goes down really well. And like, you know, for those macros, you can't complain. Let's crack open this Pepsi. And as well as that little hack, if you guys are getting Pepsi, make sure you get it in the can. I don't know why, but either glass bottles or cans taste so much better than like the bottle, where I always get one that's flat. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. And just remember, when you are eating KFC, drop the sauce and then cheese, and it's gonna save you a bunch of calories. So that's pretty much it for meal number 2. I'm gonna sit down, enjoy these. It's probably gonna take me a while to eat them. As you can see, I don't wanna like scoff them down super fast and then like have like indigestion. So I'm gonna smash this, and then I'll see you guys in a couple of hours for meal number 3. Keep in mind, after this, probably gonna head home, got a few client check-ins to do, a bit more programming, and then I'll probably head out and get some type of steps in. So non-negotiables every day for me are my steps, 10,000 steps even on rest days, water, and then taking all my daily vitamins as well. So pretty much this is my second bottle of water, so I'll have 2 more for the day. And with the steps, I think my step count is only like 3,000 so far. So I've got a bit of work to do to get them in, but yeah, an easy hour walk outside. Probably when it cools down a bit, later this afternoon will definitely help a lot. So I'll see you guys for the next meal. The time is 4 p.m. and we're gonna have the third and final meal out today. So this is actually my favorite. I have saved the best for last. We're at the good old GYG. So with this, it is actually the densest meal. So what we've got is 3 of the soft chicken tacos. So I'll either get like extra chicken with my burrito or burrito bowl, or if I don't get extra chicken to hit my protein, I'll get the soft tacos. I did get 3 of them because the macros on these are pretty good. And I've just got the mild chicken in there. So it's got cheese, lettuce, and a bit of tomato as well. And the breakdown for that is 522 calories, 46 protein, 16.5 grams of fat, and 45 carbs. And then, like I said, I'll either get a burrito or a burrito bowl. Because we've got the carbs for it, I've gone with the chicken burrito. So the mild chicken burrito is 777 calories, 47 protein, 26 fat, 95 carbs. So it is pretty freaking dense. If you don't have as much carbs, I generally recommend getting the burrito bowl. But yeah, keen to dig into this. So we're gonna smash this down now. Probably gonna start with the tacos first and then save the burrito for after. So these are pretty easy to smash down, but yeah, easy way to like get your protein in. So we'll see how they taste. Now overall, you guys see already, like eating out looks good, but it is hella expensive. I'll run you guys through how much it's cost me so far, but the serving sizes as well, compared to the volume that you get, like I'm sure you guys would have checked out my last full day of eating where I'm cooking at home. It's much cheaper and you get a lot more volume, but we're still hitting our macros. So that chicken is so good. So generally, if I'm at GYG, the best macros is going to be on your chicken. Otherwise, if I've got a little bit more fat, I generally get like the beef, like the pulled beef, but you can't go wrong with chicken. Especially the way they grill it. For some reason, it tastes so much better than when I cook it at home. Now, I don't mind the GYG breakfast menu. Only downside is like everything has such high fat. I think like their breakfast burritos have like 35 grams of fat versus that burrito is only at 25. And you also get more protein as well. So like I said, try to get like the lunchtime menus and try to push out your meals if you know you're eating out at any of these restaurants. And again, I just pull the macros off the GYG website. So I'm gonna actually put them aside and try this burrito. Burrito's like my favorite. Ideally, we want to be like dipping this in Chipotle mayo. Like if you dip Chipotle mayo with your burrito, it tastes amazing. Only thing is it's like so much freaking fat. So like I said, this one already is like majority of my fat for today. So that's why for the last meal, we are gonna be eating at home. But let's try it out. It's not actually as big as the previous ones, but yeah, I haven't had GYG in ages, so let's see how we go. First bite, best bite. Tastes damn good. The chicken today, I'm on a roll. I'm literally on a streak where I've had like fresh chicken. Usually, like on days where I'm eating out, I'll get the chicken. It'll either be like super chewy, fatty, or just like not fresh. But yeah, definitely today, they've been providing the goods. So can't complain too much. I'm wondering how many of you guys, like, what do you usually order? Do you usually get like a burrito or burrito bowl? Generally, when I'm cutting, if I'm eating out, I'm not in comp prep, or I've got less carbs, I will get a burrito bowl, add shredded lettuce. But yeah, if I've got the carbs for it, something about like eating it all wrapped up and the convenience of eating it wrapped up is so much better. But yeah, this tastes so good. So I'm gonna smash this down now. I'm gonna get home, again, finish up the last bit of work for the afternoon, get some cardio in, and then I'll probably see you guys for my last meal, which is gonna be at home. I'll see you guys then. So my final meal of the day is gonna be cream of rice, and I'm gonna be making that one at home. So this is gonna make up the difference in my macros. Like I mentioned before, I am short on my protein, my carbs, and a little bit of fats. So for this entire meal, it's 66 protein, 90 carbs, and only 70 fats. So it's 696 calories. Now I have showed you guys the last two videos, my cream of rice meal. I thought I'd show you guys how I actually make it. So I'm pretty much gonna run you step by step, and it's gonna give you a consistent consistency with your cream of rice. I'm just using Mackenzie's packeted rice flour. I'm gonna pop this open and I'm gonna measure out, so 92 grams with this. As you guys know already, I like being as accurate as possible, like weighing it to the gram, even though there has been a lot of variance today eating out. So 92. Now with both my oats and my cream of rice, I have found the best ratio to be 1 to 4. So 1 part rice flour, 4 parts water to get the best consistency. So tear your scales, and then what you want to do is measure out 400 mils of water. So grams and mils is essentially the same thing. Yep, perfect. So that's 410. And then I actually like using a fork just to like whisk it up. So you want to get a nice consistency, get all the clumps out. And then we're just going to whack this in the microwave initially for 90 seconds. Just taking this out of the microwave, and it won't change too much, but pretty much what we're going to do is stir it gently, and you'll see that there are some clumps forming, which is good. So you just want to pretty much get rid of all the clumps. And then what we want to do is pretty much whack this into the microwave again for another minute and keep repeating that process until we get our desired consistency. I've pretty much put it in the microwave for 1 minute, stirred it, put it back in for another minute, and then this is the consistency. So as you can see, it's pretty rock hard or firm. So what we want to do now is put our protein in. So what I like to do is put my protein in, and then I actually like to microwave it again for another 1 minute, just to get it like a more of a like cake batter consistency. If you like it a little bit, I guess, wetter and a little bit gooier, then you can probably have it straight after. But we're gonna measure out, so 2.5 scoops. So that's 75 grams of whey. And I did run out of the salted caramel, so I'm using the Impact Whey chocolate peanut butter. So that's 75 grams. We're gonna stir this through, and then I'll show you guys the consistency. Got it out of the microwave. It is more of a cake batter. Again, we can literally flip it upside down, not gonna fall out. That's the consistency you want. So now I'm gonna add my blueberries. So with this, I usually like having heaps. With my carbs, because I ran out, we're gonna go 100 grams of bloobs on top. So that's just gonna give it a little bit more flavor. That is 100 grams. And as per usual, we're gonna add a layer of cinnamon, and then I'm gonna have my salt as well. And then we're just gonna have a dash of salt over. And that, my friends, is my cream of rice meal. Now this is gonna be pretty hot, so while it cools down a little bit, I did wanna run you guys through how much it did cost for today's eating out. So like I said, it is definitely more expensive. I'm just pulling up my notifications from Apple Pay. So for Subway, it was $20.45. It cost me $4 for the Monster. I got that from Woolworths. KFC was $18.65, and that came with a Pepsi Max, as you guys saw. GYG was the most expensive at $29.20. So that was for the burrito and the tacos. And then obviously this would literally cost like a couple dollars. So pretty much we're looking at 30, 48, say 49, 53, 73, $73 for eating out. So as you can see, it does have pros and cons for eating out. Obviously you can mix it up, you don't have to cook it, But in saying that, you know, I feel as though eating at home, if you can, most of the time is going to save you a lot of money. But yeah, we're going to try this now. It's probably cooled down a fair bit. That is really good. I think the extra protein's actually made it a little bit more cakier than usual. So I'm going to smash this down. This is going to be my last meal for the day. And this is also my final water. So I had to go out and buy some more sugar-free cordial. I think this is like the apple raspberry, which at the moment is definitely my favorite flavor. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and that you learned something new. Remember, if you haven't already, download MyFitnessPal, set your account up, make sure you're tracking your macros. And like I did, if your weight isn't trending up, or if you've had the calories on the same for a while, don't be afraid to slowly increase them through your carbs or your fats, as long as your weight is tracking at a good rate. So I'll see you guys next week for week 4 of the summer bulk. So tomorrow will be day 22, and then we should be restarting the week with push day. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Have a rest day today, let my forearm recover, and then hopefully next week with the new movements, we should be feeling good. But make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.